yeah. So, welcome, Frazer. Welcome to Spearhead. You're the first guest for Spearhead. Round of applause, everybody, for Frazer. Woo!
Whoa, morning.
Woo! And Frazer, you're not used to being up this early on a Sunday morning, are you?
No, what time? I know, you got me up really early. Oh, God, I'm still half asleep. Thank goodness it was a nice sunny day, because, you know, when the sun comes shining through the slats, I've got shutters rather than curtains on my bedroom. I've got shutters, so I can just keep them open, and it's lovely. Oh, it's a beautiful day, lovely.
Good.
Yeah.
And so I suppose we best sort of like really catch up with what you've been up to. I mean, how have you been? How have you been coping? You know, I mean, gosh, this lockdown's been going on forever and ever, hasn't it?
It's certainly. So I'm talking to you. I don't see anybody else, do I? Just see you.
No, you should be able to see everyone. You need to click on gallery view.
Well, I haven't got that on my phone.
Oh, so don't worry. Everybody can see you. If you click, everybody who's new to Zoom, if you click on gallery view, then you can see lots of people and and scroll across. But because Frazer, you're doing it on your phone, it might be slightly different for you.
Oh, okay, right.
But don't worry, everybody can see you. So
oh dear, good job I got dressed.
Yeah. Are you still wearing the kilt?
No, I'm wearing a new T-shirt done by a friend of mine. She's a comedian called Charmian Davis, and she's done this T-shirt. She has a seagull, a tame seagull. She lives in Brighton, that sits on her balcony while she has breakfast, and she's called it Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Then during lockdown, because she's not working as a comedian, she started to design T-shirts. So she designed this one for me, and it's Doctor Who gull and Jamie McCrabbin. So that's a one-off she sent to me as a little present, which is lovely.
Well, that's good. So, Frazer, it's obviously a very strange time that we are finding ourselves in.
Oh yes, I usually go to America about 3 or 4 times a year, doing Doctor Who conventions, and of course they all stopped, and we were all locked in for the first sort of 12 weeks. Luckily, I live in a little village, so we're very, very safety and health conscious in this village. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and we're people staying apart and all that sort of thing, and wearing masks and whatever. But yes, it's been very strange not to work. But I've just heard that I did an episode of Doctors, which was on early this year, and I was due to do another one, and then of course the shutdown came, and that was it. Hello, from Jay North to everyone. Who's Jay North? Oh.
Jay North. So Jay North is one of our attendees this morning. He's just asking, do we just type our questions? So Jay, I can answer that. So Jay, what will happen is in about half an hour, there will be a Q&A chance, and you just put your hand up and I will come to you and you can ask Frazer questions in about half an hour. So there we go.
In the meantime, morning Jay. Morning Jay, you're up early as well. Well done.
Let's say morning to everyone. We've got people from America.
Andrew Stockton, hello. Good morning, everyone, he's saying. Oh, here, Jay North to everyone. Yes, it's 4 a.m. here. Oh, Jay, 4 a.m. Where are you then? You must be in America. No, America. Yeah, probably America.
Yeah.
There used to be a Jay North. Do you remember in Just Dennis, a TV series?
Yeah.
And the actor was Jay North. Oh, everyone's coming. Yes, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ah, never been to Oklahoma. Oh,
Barcelona.
Yeah. I'm just reading this about Richard Harris. James, hello, I've just woken up. Oh God, I put my glasses on to see all this. Lovely. Oh, I'm just saying, sorry, Ian, I'm just saying morning all, you know.
No, that's fine. This is your time. This is your time to connect with fans, Frazer.
So the sunny climes of Carlisle. I've been to Carlisle. Yeah, did a play there a few years ago. Jenny, morning everyone from Jenny.
Frazer.
Yeah.
If I may, let's talk about you doing plays, because a couple of years ago I saw you in touring production Agatha Christie, and then there were none.
Yes, right? And then there were none. The Agatha Christie one. Yeah, that was a great play. We had some lovely people. With Paul Nicholas was in it. Paul Nicholas.
Mark Curry.
Mark Curry. Verity Lambert. Verity Lambert. Yes, Verity Lambert.
Verity Lambert, the first producer of Doctor Who, who's been dead for like over 10 years, was on tour with you and appeared at the Cheltenham Everyman. Well,
Yeah.
guys, that's what happens, apparently.
Verity Rushworth. Verity Rushworth from Emmerdale.
She was in Emmerdale.
Yeah, my mate Mark Curry as well. And Colin Buchanan from DL and Pasco.
Yeah.
We had a great... Now, if you know the story, you know, 10 people go to this little island, and then this voice comes over and accuses them all of murders and points the fingers. Yeah. Well, one afternoon in Cambridge, I'm playing Rogers the butler. I put the record on, and it doesn't work, you see. And all the actors are on stage thinking, oh, hello, and there should be a voice coming on top. So I look into the wings, and the company manager's got the CD there, and she's going, it's gone, broken. She wasn't using the word broken either. She's going, it's broken. So I looked at everybody. So I said, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. I just put a record on, and I thought it was music. So I tried it yesterday, but it's not music. It's not good news. Lord Howard Walden, you accused somebody and sent an innocent man to his death. You murdered your love. I accused everybody on the stage. Instead of, and otherwise there was no play. If I'd gone backstage and said, there's no play. So they had to be accused. So one of the lads, Paul Nicholas, as the curtain came down in of Act 1, he said, well, I've heard of building your part up, Hines, but we did. But and I had friends in that afternoon, a producer and an actress, and we went for afternoon tea, and they said, I like the idea of Rogers, the butler, accusing everybody. I said, didn't you notice anything wrong? No. God, when I was doing it, my voice would say, Frazer, this is awful. You are sounding terrible. Get off stage, get off. But no, people didn't notice. It was great fun. Great fun.
And was that your last piece of theatre, or have you?
No, I did some one-nighters with a musical play called Seriously Dead, with Leah Bell and Billy Pearce. And we did one night here, one night there, but 4 one-nights a week, 3 days off, 4 one-nights a week, and that was great fun. I felt like a rock and roller because we'd go in the tour bus to a theatre, you know, check in the hotel, do the show, go back to the hotel, have fish and chips in a bedroom or something, and then next day off to the next venue. That was good. But I'll say, I'm on TV this week. Somebody just sent me a photograph of, is it What's on TV? Saying it's the Emmerdale family trees at 7 o'clock on Thursday. And there's a little photograph saying Fraser's talking about his life in Emmerdale Farm. So that's on at 7 o'clock this week on ITV. Tune in.
We'll have to tune in. Frazer, Laura MH has just said, I don't know if you remember me. I was sitting between you and Sophie Aldred. I think it was either Plymouth Comic Con or West Point Arena in Exeter. And she introduced me to you because I was so nervous at meeting you. Just wanted to say and ask how you were.
Oh, I'm great. Thank you. There are some days, Laura, you know, when the alarm goes off and you think, why am I, there's nothing to get out of bed for. And you just think, really, I do it. And other days you think, and it's lovely. And as I said, I was saying earlier, I've just got the script for Doctors. My character, they liked the character so much, they wrote another story for him. So I was supposed to do that in April, but of course COVID came along. But now they're going back to it. Be filming that in about September. And the character's called Sonny Troughton, funny enough. the writer Lisa McMullen called him Troughton, you know, as a little homage. And it was lovely because the first time I did the first episode and the little tinkers in the design, I had to open my computer and I was reading this newspaper headline and it said, War Games. And it said underneath, the SEAL knot will be fighting the war games. And then it said, Ice Warriors. Yes, Torval and Dean will be appearing. And they had 4 of my Doctor Who stories. Yeah. But underneath it was like real stories. It was so sweet. I've got it somewhere. I should have dug it out. I've got it. I've kept it because they silicon. No, simonized. No, when they put it into a hard copy. Laminated.
All right.
Laminated. Yeah. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, he's going to find his merchandise, people.
Yeah. Well, I think because it's so much fun, and of course for all the fans.
Yeah.
See there.
You'll have to bring it a bit closer, Frazer. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. It's got Ice Warriors, Abominable Snowman, name of a pop group, war games, and Highlanders. Yes, the Highland Cattle Association are bringing. It's really great fun.
Actually, on the subject of doctors, I know that Sylvester McCoy, who's joining us later this afternoon, when he did his, he was playing almost an extension of himself. He was this actor, and they confused him for John Pertwee. And it was very, and it was sort of like a parallel with Pertwee's career about when Wurzel Gummidge went down under. Sylvester was playing the time traveling lollipop man. Bizarrely, but there we go. They are Big Finish, a new box set, the time traveling lollipop man, to be done.
Was that Big Finish?
No. It was on Doctors. It was an episode of Doctors.
All right.
And you'll like this. This will make you laugh. When Colin Baker did his last episode of Doctors, he got punched in the face.
What, for real?
No, as the character.
Oh, as a character. Oh.
Yeah.
And somebody just put down there the Candyman. What's the Candyman?
The Candyman returns. So the Candyman, it was a Sylvester McCoy.
Thanks. Oh, right.
Villain. So yeah. So Frazer, I suppose we should really start. Well, we were just talking about theatre, and what are your thoughts on theatre at the moment? Do you think it will come back, or as it was, or will it have to change? Were we going to have this social distancing? Will the houses, as we call theatres, will they be smaller houses?
I think there'll be smaller houses. You'll probably have to have people, a couple sitting, then an empty seat, then say a family of 3, empty seats, family of 4. But that's the easy thing. It's the hard part is getting everybody to either come in or go out at the end of the show. Everybody wants to dash for the last bus home. That's the problem. You can get people coming in and sitting down, and in the interval, everybody's very careful. But it's just that last thing. I mean, you can wear a mask, I suppose, and then all the seats are sanitized, whatever. Yeah. But I'll be knowing next week if the Grimsby Panto is going to be on. So I might be doing Grimsby if they can work out. As I say, it's easy getting people in. It's the last thing.
So
people
sorry, Frazer. Did you say the Grimsby? You're going to be doing the Grimsby Panto?
Yeah, well, I'm meeting the producer this week. Yeah, this week. I was going to say.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, no, you're not.
Where's the stop button? Where can I get rid of you? Can I get rid of you and just talk to the, all the guys?
We can shortly. Don't worry. We'll be doing that. So hopefully, Panto and theatre will be coming back, because theatre is a passion of yours, isn't it?
Oh, I do hope, the government are going to give 1.4 billion to the arts. Well, I hope they're not going to give it to the National Theatre and the Tate Gallery. I hope they give it to small theatres like Lincoln Theatre, near where I live, Lincoln, and the De Montfort Theatre in Leicester. The small theatre, they're the ones that like £25,000 will probably just keep them bubbling along.
Yeah,
that's where the money should go, not to the big, theatres and galleries like that. But if I'm not doing pantomime, Ricky J, quite right. Oh, no, I think Keswick. Oh, Keswick. Yes, I've been to that theatre in Keswick. It's a lovely little theatre. I think I did Seriously Dead at Keswick. But yeah, one of the guys just said that. But if there's no panto, Ricky J is a comedian. We're going to put it to the Lincoln Theatre Royal that we ought to do a little Christmas show, maybe just for 4 nights, because we could do it in one night, but you can't have a sellout.
Yeah.
And we'll just split the money 4 ways. Say tickets are tenner, the theatre gets a quarter, I get a quarter, Ricky, and the musos, and I can get a couple of dancing girls to come on. Just do a little Christmas, just to give the people of Lincoln, who are so used to having pantos, but I'm very fond of the Lincoln Theatre. I did a lot of pantomimes there over the years. I loved, in fact, what I used to get the children on stage at the end, and you ask them all those questions. And one little girl, I said, "Who have you come with?" And she said, "Mummy and Uncle George." I went, "Oh, who's Uncle George?" "Oh, he's the nice man that comes to stay when Daddy's away driving his lorry." And of course, the audience, And then she went, "Mummy, why are you sliding into your seat?" And this woman was going, "Oh, don't, I'm sliding down. Don't look at me." Oh, and they'll tell you anything, kids, because you've been in their gang. "Sorry, I have Windows." Oh, from Laura MH.
That's fine, Laura. We can't hear you, because your microphone's on mute. So don't worry about that. Thank you, Laura.
She has the windows open. Close your windows. Be drafty.
So Frazer, yeah. So hopefully, some form of panto will happen for you.
Yeah,
later.
Dalek.
Oh, he's got a Dalek exterminator mug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm surprised it's not a 50 Shades of Frazer mug.
That might come later. Yeah, 50 Shades of Frazer. Yeah, that book did very well. Cause I think some people were a bit worried because they thought it was going to be like 50 Shades of Grey. No, it's not. It's nothing. It's not a naughty book. It's not. It's just because when my first book came out, Hindsight, I had some photographs in it, and people said, "Oh, you've got a lot of pictures." I went, "I've got loads more." So somebody suggested, I think it was one of the fans said, "Well, why don't you do, my life in pictures?" So I got all the pictures of me as a little boy, and I gave caption, "This is me with my grandma," and up to modern day with all the photographs of jobs I'd done and people I'd worked with. So that's what we call it, 50 Shades of Frazer. It was not a naughty book, so go out and buy it. It's not a naughty book. You can buy it for your granny. It's safe for granny to read.
Indeed. Let's take it. You were a child actor. You started off as a child, as an actor.
Yeah.
What was that like to be a child actor? And actually, before you tell us about that, a lot of child actors just disappear into nothing. But you went on to and still are having a hugely successful career.
Oh, they haven't found me out yet. No, haven't. Well, yeah, I started off as 10 years old. I lived in Harrogate with my parents, but I went to London, auditioned for a Corona school, and I got in. My first job was the 412th citizen in a film called John and Julie, and it was a crowd scene. And you start on crowd scenes, and then you might do 2 lines in the film, and then you do 4 lines, and suddenly, you build up a reputation that this little boy actor, he knows his lines and he doesn't fool around. And in fact, one of my first, if I don't know, a lot of hard work and from Laura M. Oh, from James Scott Harrogate. Harrogate is lovely. Yes, I love it there. I love Harrogate. Sorry, I'm just I'm reading all these little notes.
That's fine. What I'm going to do, everybody, if I can just ask if we don't use the chat thing, the type in chat, we will come on to you being able to speak to Frazer through face to face. All right, thanks, guys. Sorry, Frazer, you were saying.
In fact, whenever I'm at a supper party and people say, Ian McKellen's, I said, well, Charlie Chaplin once said to me, and they go, huh? Yeah, Charlie Chaplin. I work with Charlie Chaplin. I must be one of the, pal of mine, David Howe, said the other day, you're probably one of the few actors alive that actually worked with Charlie Chaplin. And it wasn't a black and white silent movie, before you say anything. It was a film called King in New York, and I played this little boy making cakes and picking his nose and singing opera. And precocious is not the word, but you just sort of, because you've been working a lot, it was just a job. And I said, oh, Mr. Chaplin, I've got an idea for some comedy, because he was my director. And instead of him clipping me around the ear saying, I'm Charlie Chaplin, I've written, produced, starring, directed this film, he listened to me. And that's why I always listen. If I'm doing a panto and one of the babes comes up and says, Frazer, can I tell you a joke? I always say, yeah, what is it? I never say, oh, come on, kid, I know enough jokes. Because Charlie Chaplin listened to an 11-year-old kid. So I've always remembered that. Always remember.
And actually, one of the things I've noticed about you, you are very supportive of new and upcoming talent, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I always try and help as many people as I can. And I've just done this movie now called Perfect Strangers. And all going well with cinemas, as you talked earlier. If we get a premiere in London, the 2 leads, Hannah Clark and Kenny Boyle, they're great. They're great kids. Well, kids are 30-something-year-old, kids. So I got in touch with a couple of casting directors I know and said, listen, you've got to see this film. I put these 2 kids in your little black book because they are really terrific. And Sylvester's in the film as well. Sylvester's in this film. It's called Perfect Strangers. It's coming out. It's a rom-com set in Scotland at Christmas time. So it's coming out at Christmas. And I saw it on the director's laptop the other day, and I thought, this is really good. It's a very good. I think it'll do really, really well. I mean, do. And of course, I think it'll go well. It'll go well in America because it's shot entirely on Scotland, all on location. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Americans are lovely American pals. They love Scotland. They love the Scottish accents and stuff. And of course, hopefully, I said to the director, well, I think you've got 1 million cinema goers anyway, because with Sylvester and me in it, and Caitlin Blackwood's in it as well. You've got at least 1 million Doctor Who fans will go and see this movie because the three of us are in it. So we've got 1 million viewers straight away.
Has the industry sort of like from the start of your time, it was sort of like, you know, the movies were sort of like the big studios and you know, like Pinewood and places like that, but now there's all these small independent companies, you know, and technology has moved on. Does that give you more opportunity to work as an actor?
I think it's a good point, that because instead of, as you say, 4 big studios, you've got lots of little independent companies, which you do get a better chance. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very good point. Mm-hmm. But yes, I think the days of the big studios they're still there, but we just hope that this COVID-19 goes quickly, because we can all get back to work.
Absolutely. And, you know, we would love to see you back, you know, doing events. You know, I'd love to do a live event with you. So, you know, a live Spearhead where everybody can come along and see you in person. And
yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I miss, because I feel I know some of the Doctor Who people, they're very serious. They go on stage and they talk. I like to go on stage and entertain. I like to hear laughter. I like to fool around, you know. And I've written 2 sort of funny Doctor Who songs that if there's a lull in conversation, you know, just, you know, Doctor Who had a farm, and on his farm there was a Patrick, you know, and I've written this Doctor Who had a farm, and then in Chicago about 4 years ago, there was the 3 doctors were doing their panel, and there's me, Nicola Bryant, Sarah Sutton, Louise James. We had another panel somewhere else. I said, we're going to die. We're going to have 4 people in the audience because they're all going to go and watch it, you know. So I said, why don't we? I said, I've written this song, you know, on the first day of Christmas. Old Moffat said to me, a Patrick in a pear tree, and I wrote the 12 Days to Christmas only with Doctor. And I said, we'll all do it, and we'll all leap around the stage singing. Oh yeah. So bless them, the girls, and I made them jump around the stage. You're doing the 5th, the 4th, the 3rd verse, or so. And we walked on stage, and the room was packed, and we went, oh God, and we're going to do this song. We just thought there were 4 people, you know, and so we did this. And God bless, not one of the girls, Nicola, Sophie, whatever, not one of them said, oh no, I don't want to run around, I spoil my hair, I've got this new dress on. God bless them. But they all did it, and we did it, and the audience stood up and cheered and laughed, and you know, it was fantastic. And after they said, Frazer, we only did it because it was your idea, you know, we wouldn't have done it for anybody else. So God bless them. They're lovely girls. Our Doctor Who lasses are great. Love them all.
Indeed. Well, let's talk about conventions. So, for you, really, conventions took off in the early '80s, didn't they?
My first convention, funny enough, was in 1984. I'd done a couple of schools, you know, with padders, you know, just going to school and presenting prizes. But I did the 2 doctors, and Colin Baker and Patrick, they were going off to Chicago, Spirit of Light. And God bless them, they rang Norman Jewison, the host over there, and said, "You've got to have Frazer. You've got to have Frazer. He's great for," you know. So they got me to go to Chicago, and that was my first one in 1984. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, it's just great fun. Loved it.
Good. And I speak for everybody here. You know, we all love seeing you at conventions. So
that's what I miss. I miss going on stage and entertaining, and you know, it'd be very easy to just go and sit down and do a panel on stage and go, yes, well, I first worked with Patrick and be sort of, and just be very kind of, you know, matter of fact, but I want to go and, you know, pizzazz, eyes and teeth.
Indeed. And I suppose, you know, one of the things, you know, if, you know, and, you know, we're going to start talking about Doctor Who, you know, when I ask you a few questions, you could just go, it's in my book.
Yes. Oh, yes. You've just reminded me. Where's my book?
Frazer, so coming out next month on we're now going to talk about Doctor Who. So coming out next month on DVD and Blu-ray and Steelbook.
Yeah.
Fury from the Deep.
Yes.
How exciting is that? I mean, how do you feel about having animated Doctor Who? And do you have a say in the way that Jamie or you is drawn? Do you have any input on that?
No, not at all. But I did actually, when I think it was Macra Terror came out, we went to promote it. And I said to one of the artists, I said, oh God, I said, I can't wait to see me as Jamie in an awful orange suit. They went, what orange suit? I said, the suit that I wore, because, no, you didn't, you wore the kilt. I said, no, in episode 2, I think, Polly was rearranging my kilt and we were all made to wear these horrible Bermuda shorts. Oh, we thought they were blue and you don't wear one. I went, no. I said, next time, if ever you want to, ring me or one of the other actors and say, what was that color? Because an actor will always remember, oh, that horrible black coat. I can't remember. It was itchy collar. We'll always remember a bit of costume or that sword. God, it was so heavy. I couldn't lift it. Always ring us. Always ring one of the actors, me or one of the actors. I've got this addictive memory. I can remember things from way, way, way back. I said, just call me. And I'll say, oh, yes, well, I wore a thing and a black. So in a couple more, I think they've got it right now. But they've improved. I think the animation has really improved a great deal.
Well, we've just had Power of the Daleks, which you're not in, but Pat Triton's first story has been re-released, and the difference in that has been really impressive.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I remember when I saw the premiere of it, some of the characters walking out sideways like that. I think they've improved their heck of a lot, yeah.
So, in terms of Fury of the Deep, have you seen any of it at all?
Yes, I have. Yes, I've seen some of it, but that'll be in my new book. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, my thoughts.
Is your next book going to be called The Fury of Frazer?
No, it's going to be called. The working title is "Look at the size of that thing, Doctor," because it could be the size of the book, could be the size of the monster, because it'll be the size of my career. We don't know, but it starts off from where hindsight left off. It carries on from there. Talked about my divorce, my cancer disease. I was going to call it diseases and divorces, and my pal Sam Howe, the author, she said, "That's a bit strong as a title." Diseases and divorces. Oh, okay. And then I think another fan said, "Why did you just call it Look at the Size of That Thing, Doctor?" So I thought, yeah, that's a working title. Anyway, it's a working title.
Yeah. You just mentioned something there, which you've been very open about, and you've championed for it, and always on your table you're looking to raise money for cancer charities.
That's right. Yeah.
You were still working during that. I mean, how did you?
I'd left Emmerdale then, and obviously it wasn't into. And I was at home, and I got this. I went to see the doctor. I don't know why. There was no illness. I was feeling tired a lot. Yeah. And he just had a little look round. He said, "Yes." And I went to see the surgeon, and he said, "Oh, I want you in next Friday." I went, "Oh, I can't. I'm playing cricket on Saturday." And my wife grabbed me by the neck and said, "If you're in next Friday," and he said, "You've got bowel cancer," and suddenly you feel you've got a bowling ball in your stomach. Oh, really? So I've always been a champion of it, because breast cancer and lung cancer always gets mentioned, but bowel, because it's toilets and stuff, people don't want to talk about it. But no, it's we've all, your bowel is just part of your engine. Your heart, your lungs, your bowel, it's all part of your engine of your body. And I always say, people say, "Oh, you've conquered it," because it was probably, I think, about 20 years ago. But I would say, no, I'm in remission. I never say I've beaten it, because the minute you say you've beaten it, it'll come and bite you in the bum again. So I always say, no, it's whenever I get a twinge in my stomach, you think, "Oh, why have I got a twinge? What have I done?" It never leaves you, Ian. Never leaves you.
And I suppose as well, we should really mention the sad passing yesterday of the actor who played Black Panther in the Marvel films.
Yes, 46.
No age at all. No age at all.
No.
And
you'd think, he had colon cancer. He's had it for 4 years. I mean, I had an operation. I mean, I was operated on, and I had this lovely Scottish surgeon who I think some surgeon would have just taken away the tumor. But he said, "Oh, I've taken away that. I've taken away that. You don't need this. You don't need that. I've taken about 3 miles of inside. You don't need all that." That was when you were eating mammoths and digesting trees and logs. You don't need. And I think he saved my life, that young surgeon. But you'd have thought, the guy in America would have surely. You'd think operating techniques would have improved, and they could have got rid of something like that. Yeah.
Sad times, but I mean, it is. It's such a shame, and we're all glad that you're still here to entertain us, Frazer, and
still hanging on. Yes,
still hanging on. Still looking to get the jokes out.
Yeah. The dad jokes. Yeah.
Well, should we say the granddad jokes? Harsh. Yeah. Oh,
where's the off button? I won't put you off. I just want to talk to the fans, and I just pick you off.
Definitely. So we were talking about Fury from the Deep, and that was the last story for Victoria.
Yep. That was very sad for us
with Deborah.
But we went out to the forts. We actually went out. Chris Chapman took me, Michael Lee Bryant.
Yep.
And Mad Mike, the pilot, took us out. I can tell you this now because when we were doing it, he said, "You can't tell anybody." We went out to the forts on this huge, it's called a lighter, but it's like a big tugboat.
Yep.
And they let me steer it as well. I went out in the up waves, it was lovely. It's great fun. Went around the forts. We went ashore. I couldn't go across it because I've worn away my rotator cuff playing charity cricket for 46 years. And you had to climb this ladder. And I thought, well, I didn't want to sort of go to grab it and let go and fall off. No, exactly. So I had to say wave goodbye to the guys, but as they went up and looked around. But that was great fun. So that's a little part of the new Fury from the Deep. You're not just going to get the animated story. You've got to get this sort of Chris has called it something Fury. He's given it a little title where we sail out. Yeah. That's great. So that's great fun. That was great fun to do as well, filming.
And it must be nice to sort of like be taken back to those places where you filmed. I mean, I would really love to take you back to Brighton Rubbish Dump.
Yes, that was, and the rats were like the size of cats. We were quite fortunate though, because Dickie Attenborough had just finished filming Oh, What a Lovely War there.
Yeah.
And the BBC said, "Oh, can you lead up any props and stuff?" So the barbed wire and stuff like that was from the Richard Attenborough film.
And that was for the War Games, wasn't it? Where you filmed
for the War Games.
The rubbish
again, a very sad story because it was our last story. And I always say this at conventions: we didn't want to leave. My agent was saying, "Oh, darling, you've done 3 years of filming now. You must go now and do films. You've done enough television." And Patrick's wife was going, "You should be doing better stuff, not just children's television." If we didn't, I always say, if we hadn't had those two women nagging us, you'd never have heard of David Tennant. We'd still be there. They'd have to shoot us to get us out the TARDIS because we were having so much fun.
But Doctor Who has never really left you, has it? I mean, you came back for that small cameo in The Five Doctors, which I absolutely love. Your costume in The Five Doctors is
brilliant,
beautiful costume. And then you get again to wear it again in The Two Doctors, and then big finish. Doctor Who has never left you, and it will never leave you. And are you happy about that? Are you glad that it's still there?
Never leave. Some actors, I won't name them, but are very embarrassed about their early careers. If they did The Professionals or they did another TV series, they want to talk about it. I'm very fond of Doctor. I love the show, and I'd love to work with Peter Capaldi because I met him in Cardiff when I was doing an Edward Nunn. I went to the set and he was a wonderful person, and I'd love to have worked with Capaldi. I think we'd have gotten really well. And Jodie Whittaker, I'd love to see Jodie Whittaker. I'd just say, "Excuse me, Doctor, my legs are better than yours."
No comment. No. But I mean, have you been watching any of Jodie's stuff? Have you looked?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, and I'm glad she kept her accent as well. Her Sheffield accent. Yeah, she's bonny, as I say, as Jamie would have said, she's a very bonny lass.
Indeed. And the thing is, Jamie would have probably just accepted it, and that was the beauty about Jamie, actually, Frazer, was that you know, he was, you know, from, you know, a couple of 100 years ago, had no education, but as soon as he's in the TARDIS, he's accepting everything. He doesn't really question anything. He just, it's like, oh yeah, I'm on the moon, or when I fighting ice warriors, or that wee beast.
He's very quick to catch on. But I sort of thought, if you or I got abducted by a spaceship, we wouldn't be going, what does that button do? Oh, if I press that button, that lights up there. Oh, that's fun. You know, you just quickly adapt to it. Yeah. And also, it'd be very boring if every episode James was like, where? Oh, you know, he'd learn very quickly. Well, that's a light switch, Jamie, and that's this Jamie, and he, you know, he was very, very adaptive.
There was definitely a change between the dynamic and almost the characterization of Jamie, but from when, you know, Jamie was with Ben and Polly, then it went to Jamie and Victoria. There was a definite change between that. Did you feel that at the time?
Not really. No, I just not really. No, the only thing I can actually say, and I'd love them to find the Highlanders, because I've always said that myself and Hannah Gordon and Donald Blissett, because it was the Highlanders, we spoke with a sort of Highland accent. And look how the redcoats will be after chasing us. It's all up and down and like that. And when I realised I was going to be there for a couple of years, or at least another year, when you're in this, as we say, I thought, well, that's going to be very boring. Oh, doctor, look at the size of that monster. He'll be after chasing us, and we'll not. No, you can't get the terror into it. So I adapted to what I call my Scottish television. You know, look out, doctor, behind you! Look out, it's going to get us! Oh, doctor, look out behind us! It's a big difference. So, and I watered it from. It was the second story was not the Underwater Menace. He was still with a Highland accent, and then slowly he became talking Scottish. You know, TV Scottish,
TV Scottish.
Yeah.
But talking about Scottish, you went on to do Emmerdale. Did you ever think about doing what's the Scottish? So Take the High Road.
I'd love to have done that. Yeah, that was good. Great show, and because I love Scotland, I love the atmosphere. I love, you know, and when I did Perfect Strangers, we shot it up in Glencoe, this lovely little hotel complex just off the main road there, called the Clachaig Inn. Beautiful place. In fact, what I want to do is when we're allowed to travel again, I want to take some friends up there and stay there for a couple of days, and then maybe tour around Scotland and come back, because it's a bit worrying going abroad at the moment, because sometimes the government says you can go to Spain. Oh no, you can't go to Spain, and then you're stuck.
Or you can't come back.
Or you can't come back. Yes. Well, at the moment, if you've got no work to come back to, it's not too bad. Quarantining for 14 days.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're going to police it though, because they said, "Oh, Mr. Hines, you've got to quarantine." Well, there's not going to be a policeman on my front door making sure I don't leave the house. So I don't know how they're going to do it, unless they have a fifth columnist. Yeah.
Indeed. Before I open up the questions to the audience, as we would normally do in a panel.
Now, have they been listening to all this?
Yes, they have. Everybody's been listening. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, good. I was just saying, oh, for goodness sake, you let everybody else listen. What is it? I'm just talking to you.
No, oh God, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, even my wife. My wife doesn't want to talk to me.
What have you got in the background?
Say again?
Where are you sitting?
Oh, so this is my makeshift studio, should we say? It's the Spearhead logo going up. Printed it all up, and so yeah. So
probably people thinking the same thing. Where is he? He looks like he's in that Big Brother box, you know. Hello, yes, my name's Ian. Oh, I think so-and-so's awful. Yes.
Well, I would show you, but I'm sort of currently redecorating my office at the moment, so that's why these I've got them all on boards. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to ask you now, Frazer. That was it. Television. You've been watching a lot of old classic films and things.
Oh, I love them. I've been watching so many cowboy films that my TV now is full of dead Indians and cavalrymen. You know, on the back of my TV, they all fall out. Yeah. I've seen every Audie Murphy film, I think. But I love what it's called Talking Pictures TV. They're great because, again, what you're talking earlier about how the business has changed. You'll see something like Mervyn Johns in a film playing an Irishman. And then a couple of weeks later, he's in another film playing a Welshman. You're allowed to act in the old days. You could actually you're allowed to act. Nowadays, you go for an audition. Are you Welsh? No, I can do a Welsh accent. No, you're going to be Welsh. You know, you're not allowed to sort of put accents on now. But that's lovely. I love talking pictures. Great fun. And I'm now watching. The old William Tells. Darren Nesbitt. He's in. He must have slept at the studios. I rang him the other day. I said, "Did you sleep at the studio? Because you're in Robin Hood, and you're in Sir Lancelot. You're in William Tell. In fact, I did a William Tell, and mine will be coming on soon as well. It's called The Boy Slaves on Talking Pictures TV. The Boy Slaves.
Do you get a repeat fee or anything for that, Frazer?
No, that was a buyout because it was a film series. Well, I think it was a film series. It's never been on before, so I don't know. I might get a check. But no, I was playing this little renegade who's befriended by William Tell, and I had a scene where his friend is scrubbing my back in a big tub of hot water, and that scrubbing brush. She was really having. Marjorie Rose was told to scrub harder. Oh my! I was red raw the next day. It was awful. It was terrible. But then the wardrobe gave me a new costume with these big high boots, and the wardrobe used to say, "Here's Frazer. He's wearing his important boots." Because I used to clump down the corridor in the studio. Clump. I was so proud. 12 years old, these big boots and a little sword. I loved it. So I can't wait to see that when it comes on.
Well, I think I will set the old Sky Plus to record it. Right, let's open it up. So if you want to have ask a question of Frazer, or just a chat, or say hello or anything, so we've got 20 minutes left of this session. Right. So just wave your hand, or if you know how to use Zoom, just do a hands up, and I will come to you. So let's have a look.
I'll zoom in.
Does anybody want to ask Frazer anything? Just wave your hand. I'm going to come to you, Lawrence. I'm going to unmute you. So just 1 second. Hold on, Lawrence. Unmute. Come on. Okay, Lawrence, you should be unmuted now. There we go. Yeah, go ahead, Lawrence.
Morning, Frazer. How are you?
Hi, Lawrence. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Just want to ask you about Outlander.
Oh,
yes. You appeared in an episode of Outlander, and also I believe the character was named after you because the writer was watching at the time.
That's right, Diana Gabaldon, and I know this because I met her up in Edinburgh years ago. She was watching an old, I think it was the War Games, and she loved the character of Jamie and his stoicness and his toughness of him. And she said the next day she went to church, and she said, all I could think about, Frazer, was your legs and your kilt, and I loved it, So she started to write this Outlander, and she called him Jamie Frazer. And she didn't realise, actually, I said, did you name Jamie Frazer? She said, no, I didn't realise, because in those days, PBS in America, the captions went so quickly, she didn't know my name was Frazer. So that was a coincidence. But no, she actually wrote it, Jamie, with me in mind, as that character.
Yeah. And how did you get offered the part in the first series? Because you're in an episode of the first series.
Yeah, well, my agent said they were looking. Every so often you get a casting. Outlander looking for a person to play XYZ, and so she rang up the casting director, Susan Smith, and she said, "Well, Frazer should be in an episode." So I went to see the casting director, and I think she thought I was going to be Scottish, and she said, "Yes, you can have the part of Sir Fletcher Gordon." So I went and filmed it. I met Diana there. I've got a lovely photograph of Diana and Sam Hughes, Diana with her two Jamies. Yeah. And I did it. And of course, through social media, I told everybody, and my episode's on next week, whatever. And I'm told that my episode in the first series was the most watched episode in the first series, because I think all the Who fans all went, "Yo, what's Frazer going to be? What's he going to do? What's he going to do?" So I think I put an extra 1 million viewers on the episode.
Yeah, it's a great series, and thanks to you, I started watching it. So thank you for that. That's brilliant.
I'd like to be another one. I wish Diana would write me. I could play another character. I'd rather have played, one of Jamie's gang. Actually, it'd be nice to horse ride and wave a sword around and stuff. But I wouldn't mind doing another episode. I'll get my agent on to nudge them.
We'll pester for you.
Yeah, we can all write in.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cheers, Lawrence. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank
Lawrence.
you. Right, put you back on mute. There we go. Next question. Anybody got a question? Just wave your hand or... Yeah, I'm going to come to Jay North. Okay, I'm just unmuting you now, Jay. So just give me a second. There we go. Give it a few seconds to unmute. There we go. You should be able to speak now, Jay. Okay, no, sorry, Jay, we still can't hear you. So just bear with us. Yeah, there we go, Jay. You're on. Thank you.
Okay, hi guys.
Hi, Jay. Where are you from, Jay?
I'm Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was the first guy to chat.
That's right, because do you remember a TV series called Just Dennis? And there was an actor called the little boy, little blonde head. His name was Jay North. I wonder if you were named after him.
No, yeah, my parents thought that when I grew up, nobody would remember Dennis the Menace, but they were wrong.
That's right, Dennis the Menace. You're right. It was Dennis the Menace. Anyway, you should be asking me a question. I'm asking you the question. I'm interviewing you. No, it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, into Two Doctors, I was wondering, what was that experience like for you? And do you think the Jamie character is done, or should he come back one more time?
Well, I think the Jamie character came back 16 years later. I did the 5 Doctors, and I should have been with Dr. Patrick all the way through. But Emmerdale, the soap I was doing back in England, wouldn't release me. So John Nathan Turner said, Frazer, I want you in it. Just let me know you've got a day off. And so I rang him and said, I've got next Thursday, Friday off. He said, right. And he wrote me that tiny little scene. And the very fact I did that, he said, you and Patrick look like you've been in a prop cupboard for 16 years. He said, what we'll do is, do you want to do some more? I said, yes, please. So we did the 2 Doctors. And I think it'd be nice if Jamie could have come back for Peter Capaldi's last episode. Instead of Nardole, I think it'd be nice for Jamie to come back. Yeah. But I still think, there's room for Jamie to come back. Hello, we've lost Jay. I can't see Jay anymore.
Oh. He is there. Say something, Jay. Just say hello.
Hello. Well, maybe they'll bring Jamie back for the 60th anniversary. I hope so.
That'd be good, because as I say, I'm still, luckily, touch wood, I'm not on a Zimmer frame yet, and I can still run around and still jump on a horse or whatever. So I'm still quite fit and healthy. But no, that'd be good. I think it'd be marvelous for Jamie to come back.
Definitely. I think we'd all like to see that. Does that answer your question, Jay?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Right, yes.
Thank you very much. Right, I'll put you back on mute, Jay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think Jay was the one that said he was at 4 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't it Jay said he was at 4 a.m.?
Yeah, something like that.
Where he is.
Gosh, yeah. Laura MH, I'm going to come to you now. So I'm just going to unmute you. So give it a few seconds. Right, okay. Yep, you're unmuted, Laura.
Hi, Frazer.
Hello, morning, Laura. Where are you from?
I live in Exeter, England.
Oh, Exeter. Oh, lovely. Lovely down there. I've been down there to the races when there used to be a lovely little race course there, Devon and Exeter.
Yeah, I was just wondering, with the lockdown and that, what hobbies have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing gardening, which I haven't got green fingers at all, but I've got my garden all trimmed back and dug over, which again, something to do. I mean, because there's no light at the end of the tunnel, I've got so much to do, like clear my office out. But because there's no sort of, you've got it done by 1st of September, you just think, I'll put it off till tomorrow. So my office at the moment is paperwork and piled up high. But no, I've been doing a bit of fencing around my garden, and I've painted all my fencing, my neighbours and my fence as well. God, that's back-breaking stuff, that creosoting stuff. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I can imagine. What about, the adverts, they've got that spray thing that you can do the paint and stuff, make it easier.
Yeah, but these are slats. It's not a solid fencing. It's like post and rail. So you can't spray because it'll go through the middle. So I've had to do it, by hand, Laura. Oh gosh.
You'll end up probably spraying a cat.
That's right. Or the neighbour's children, if they're playing football next door. No, I've still got a bit more to do, and you think, I'll do. Well,
I kind of like started. That's Murphy behind me. He's 15. I started doing the odd drawings.
Oh, I can see. Oh, that's Pooh Bear, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pooh Bear.
I'm Daffy Duck.
Gosh, have you done that?
Yeah.
Very.
I did it whilst we were talking.
Good.
Murphy, you got yourself stuck, you silly boy.
Oh,
right. Thank you,
that's
Laura.
brilliant.
Thank you. I'm going to move on to the next person now. So I'm going to come to James Cole in just a moment. Right, put you back on mute, Laura. And James Cole, you are unmuted. I will lower your hand. Thank you for doing it the proper way, James. That's great. Okay, so yeah, you are unmuted. Go ahead, James.
Hi, Fraser. How are you?
James, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, where are you now?
I'm in Leicestershire.
Oh, Leicestershire. You're not in the toilet. It's very echoey. Are you in the toilet?
Oh, no, I'm in the dining.
I thought, for goodness sake.
Oh dear. Well, I just wanted to say that how much I enjoy your episodes in Doctor Who, particularly those earlier ones like the Moon Base and Evil of the Daleks. I think that's a really good one.
Oh, the moon base was easy for me because all I had to say, it's a Phantom Piper.
Yeah.
It's a Phantom Piper. Yeah, that's great for me.
And I was just wondering if you had like any stories of working with like Patrick and Annika and Mike at all.
There's a story that I tell at conventions. I said to Patrick one day, I've seen this on a car. It's called the Mannequin Pièce. It's a little boy in Belgium. It's a little, you get it on your bonnet, and you press a button, and they're screen washers. This little boy, there's two little boys, and they pee on yours, and they're screen washers. He said, no, you can't. I said, honestly, it's in my magazine. I'll show you. And my mother thrown the magazine away. So I said to Patrick, you can get these. He said, no, you can't. So on my way home from rehearsals, I stopped. And in this car showroom was this lovely Rover 2000, second-hand Rover. And on the bonnet, there was these two silver little boys. So I went in and I said, how much for my car? In those days, he said, oh, give me your car on 400 quid or something. I wrote a check, and I drove off. The next day, I said to rehearsals, I said, Patrick, he said, oh, don't start those bloody things again. I said, I bet you 10 quid, which is about £100 in today's money. I said, I bet you 10 quid, you can do it. He said, all right. I said, come outside. Look at that car. I went, oh, you're right. And I opened the door. I went, what? This is how it works. Psst. He went, just a minute. How have you done that? I said, I bought the car. He went, you bought the that? I said, yeah, just to get 10 quid off you, you tight bastard. Pardon my French, but that was it. But it's a lovely car. Anyway, he had a green one. But they were great cars anyway. I mean, the Rover 2000 it was a lovely car. But I said, yeah, just to get a tenner off you, you type.
Oh, brilliant. That's great. But just quickly, I know you say that you're really fond of the Highlanders, but I was just wondering what other episodes you'd like to see and you'd like to see be animated?
I like the Space Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah, I really did like the Space Pirates. I'd like them to find also the Evil of the Daleks. I know they've got about 2 episodes, haven't they? Got 2 episodes. But yeah, the Space Pirates, because I still think that George Lucas saw Doctor Who and copied our little space fighters.
Okay.
They're very, in my mind, his jet fighters were very similar to ours. Mm-hmm. So I think he watched Doctor Who and thought, oh, yes, I'll nick that idea because his little, they're very similar to what we have. Mm-hmm. I think he's nicked the BBC's prop department.
Oh, brilliant. Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, James.
Take care.
Right, you're back on mute. Steve Claringbold, I'm going to come to you. Unmuted you now. Lower your hand. Let's give it a second to. Oh, hold on. Do that again. Unmute. And yeah, you should be unmuted, Steve.
Hi, Fraser. Thanks, Ian.
Morning. Oh, you got it. It's the wrong doctor's top.
It is.
Well, actually, no. He's my second doctor. Yeah, you're right. He was the 2 doctors. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose my question it's tied to Jamie was so tied to the second Doctor.
Yep.
And throughout the whole production, in terms of leaving, do you think Jamie could have carried on with the third Doctor, or?
I think, yeah, I think because I met John Pertwee at various conventions latterly, and we got on well together, because I'm not so much of an actor. I'm a more a vaudevillian. I love gags and I tell jokes. So I think, him and I would have gotten really well together. I'm not sure about Tom Baker, but I mean, I definitely would have gone with Pertwee. Definitely.
Great. Thanks very much.
I'll jump in there. One of the things that Big Finish did a couple of years ago, Fraser, was you had a series of 3 stories with Colin, which was really nice. And I'm not going to spoil the twist at the end, but it was really lovely to have this older version of Jamie, and it was a really good 3 stories. If people still haven't listened to those, I would urge you to listen to that trilogy.
Yeah, was it Planet of Spires?
Planet of Spires was one of them. Yeah.
The Wreck of the Titan.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Colin Baker going into the bar.
He's going to see this.
Is it? Yeah. I can't remember the third one. It was City of Spires, Wreck of the Titan, and something else.
And the third one, yeah.
And wasn't Padders in that as well?
She was in the last one, but we're not going to spoil it, so people need to listen to them. No. Okay. Does anybody else have a question? Oh, I'm going to go to put you back on mute, Steve. Jenny, let's come to you. I'll unmute you. And just give it a second. There we go, Jenny. Fire away.
Hi, Fraser.
Hello, Jenny.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm in Manchester.
Oh, all right. So it's not 4 o'clock in the morning there, is it?
No. I just wondered if you had any favourite memories of filming The Abominable Snowmen.
Yes, that was up in Snowdonia Park, and we had Jerry Davis, Jerry Blake, the director. Oh, lovely. He had a half bottle of vodka in his pocket. So if we ever got cold, he'd go, yeah, thank you very much. But we were filming one day up in these mountains, and round this corner came this family with knotted handkerchiefs. And what are you doing here then? They're making a film. Are you making a film? And Jerry went, watch this. He said, I want that mountain moved. It's in my shot. So the prop men got their 2 shovels and went, we got to get rid of that mountain. Oh, they're going to dig up someone. They're going to dig up that mountain there. Oh, they really thought we were going to just get rid of this huge mountain. And years later, with Annika, we were doing a convention, and we went to this spot, and there was this rock with 3 different colors on. And I said, the prop men did that. They were trying to find a color, and they used that, and that stone's still there up in the hills where they tried it. But that was good fun. Oh, Debbie and I were being chased by a Yeti down a hill, and we were running down the hill, and this Yeti overtook us. Only he was rolling like that because he'd slipped and fallen. And I wish they'd kept it for bloopers. These sort of, it'll be all right in the night. That'd be so funny. That we were running, and then suddenly a rolling Yeti, like an Easter egg, comes down past. Oh no, great, happy times.
Oh, thank you.
Bless you. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Where's your mom?
So, Fraser, we're sort of coming to the end of this hour.
Right.
Just got flown by, but we will be doing the Matrix moment for those who purchased a smaller, more intimate chat from 11:15. I just want to sort of like finish on a positive. What are your hopes and ambitions for the future once we're out of this sort of lockdown and things go to the new normality? What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping we do get back to how the theatre and television was. Mm-hmm. I'm very much dreading it, but I'd hope that we can get back to all going to the theatre, all going to the cinema, and not having to have tables with masks and screens round tables in restaurants. I just hope they find a vaccine soon that we can all just get on with our lives. Yeah. Really.
Okay.
And of course, another visit to Doctor Who so I can work with Jodie Whittaker.
Indeed. Come on, let's start the campaign now. Right, Frazer, I'm going to unmute everybody. So, okay, right. We'll just give it a few seconds until everybody's unmuted. It's going through. It's going through. Yep, here we go. So, everybody, I would like you to all show your appreciation to Frazer Hines as if this was a normal convention. We're all in the room. And please show your appreciation and give Frazer a round of applause and cheer him. Hooray!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Frazer.
Thanks, Frazer.
Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining in.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you a bit later on. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to end this now. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Ian.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.